Hey there, adventure aficionados, gather around for a tale of two extraordinary buddies, Meatball and Chipper.
As my name suggests, I'm round, like really round. But don't let my physique fool you, I'm also incredibly agile and can vanish into thin air at will. Yep, I've got the power of invisibility.
And then there's me, a wisecracking dude with a knack for turning people into, you guessed it, potato chips. But don't worry, I only do it when absolutely necessary, usually in self-defense or when someone's being a real dill pickle.
Together these two are an unstoppable force, always up for a challenge and a good laugh. Meatball and Chipper's thirst for adventure is legendary. They once replaced the Queen's prized corgis with fluffy sheepdogs just for giggles. Another time they convinced the entire city that aliens had landed, all for a chance to try out their new telescope. Yeah, these two are always stirring up a delightful blend of chaos and laughter wherever they go. One sunny afternoon, while attempting to bake the world's largest pizza, don't ask, our heroes stumbled into their greatest challenge yet.
Meatball and Chipper, you are a threat to my kingdom's peace and quiet.
Big mistake, Roy, big mistake! The king's guards surrounded our heroes, their expressions grim.
You're coming with us.
Meatball and Chipper exchanged nervous glances. This adventure, it seemed, had taken an unexpected turn. King Roy, in his infinite grumpiness, had devised the perfect punishment, an escape room. Not just any escape room, mind you, but the dreaded Dungeon of Despair. Legend had it that the dungeon was once home to a mischievous sorcerer who loved riddles and booby traps. Anyone who dared to enter was met with a series of increasingly difficult puzzles, with freedom as the ultimate prize. Meatball and Chipper found themselves locked in a dimly lit room, the air thick with anticipation, and the faint scent of mildew. Time to put those thinking caps on, boys. The first thing that hit them was the sound, a relentless ticking emanating from a large grandfather clock in the corner.
1 hour. That's all we have to escape the Dungeon of Despair.
The room was a bizarre mix of medieval dungeon and eccentric wizard's lair. Cobwebs draped the walls like macabre decorations, and strange symbols glowed faintly in the flickering candlelight.
Well, this is cozy.
Let's not waste time, Chip.
Meatball replied, already scanning the room for clues.
Section 6, invisible ink? No problem. The first puzzle involved a cryptic message scrawled across a dusty parchment. Looks like invisible ink.
Meatball muttered, his fingers tracing the blank paper.
Luckily, I know a thing or two about disappearing acts.
With a mischievous grin, Meatball activated his invisibility, his hand becoming a ghostly silhouette against the parchment. As he pressed his hand down, the heat from his touch revealed the hidden message.
The key lies where shadows dance.
Nice work, Meatball. Now, about those dancing shadows.
Section 7. Potato chip crumbles and ancient riddles. The next puzzle was a doozy. An ancient riddle was carved into the stone floor, surrounded by a circle of pressure plates.
Step on the wrong plate, and you'll trigger a trap.
A disembodied voice cackled from somewhere within the dungeon walls. Pressure plate puzzles, not exactly Chipper's forte. His impulsive nature was screaming at him to just jump in and see what happened. But Meatball, ever the cautious one, insisted on deciphering the riddle first.
What has an eye but cannot see?
Meatball read aloud. Chipper, distracted by a stray potato chip crumb on his shirt, casually remarked.
A needle.
Meatball's jaw dropped.
Chip, that's it. You solved the riddle.
Turns out even random potato chip-induced insights could be surprisingly helpful. Section 8. The final countdown. As the clock ticked down to the final minutes, Meatball and Chipper found themselves facing the last puzzle. A complex series of gears, levers and pipes. One wrong move and they'd be trapped forever, or at least until King Roy got bored and ordered pizza. The tension was palpable. Sweat dripped from Meatball's brow, his usually jovial face now a mask of concentration. Chipper, for once, was uncharacteristically quiet, his eyes darting back and forth between the puzzle and the clock.
Tick-tock, tick-tock.
The clock seemed to be mocking their every move. Section 9. Freedom, glorious freedom. With a final click, the last gear slotted into place. The dungeon door swung open, bathing the room in blinding sunlight. Meatball and Chipper stumbled out, blinking in the sudden brightness.
We did it.
Chipper yelled, throwing his arms around Meatball. They'd escaped the Dungeon of Despair, proving that even a grumpy king and his elaborate puzzles were no match for their wit and teamwork. As for King Roy, let's just say he learned a valuable lesson that day. Never underestimate the power of friendship, laughter, and a good escape room.